Coming to the MVP side, right? And I think I want you to kind of almost connect the dots between Bitzer, Quolum, and now Redblock. Uh, how how did your approach towards how to build out that first V1, that first MVP change across all the three? And now I think kind of standing today, what do you think is the best kind of approach or philosophy that works for you?
Um, I think the first set of insights are the founders. That's the starting point, like the category you pick. And if I give my days of Quolum or Bitzers or even Redblock, Bitzer, oh, mobile is new, something has to be built because this form factor is going to be popular and we are going to build an enterprise software. I think that's the starting point. And then we didn't stop to wait to figure out what to be built. We just built the first version was hey, let's build a transcoding engine which allows anybody to create a mobile app or convert a web application to a mobile application for enterprise, not consumer. And then you show it to someone, say, no, no, no. Getting website is easy. The auth is the most challenging. So solve for the auth. So if we did not have a showable version of the product, the auth as an insight would not have come. So the iPhone cannot even authenticate to my SharePoint, even if you convert the SharePoint into, mobile ready or mobile friendly. And how big a deal it is. To Quolum, where people said, oh yeah, we buy software products, but there's a huge amount of effort in managing the subscription because traditional cards don't manage SaaS subscriptions. That was an insight. And to Redblock, the early insight was, yes, AI is important, but a large part of AI is being used for content created tasks. Can the AI be used for cybersecurity automation? And that was an insight. So much so that we force fed the insight by framing a problem statement saying, oh, how much time does it take for you to close an IT ticket? All right, an hour. What if AI could do this within a minute? Is that useful? Yes. And the next question is how? What do I have to give, right? So you frame the problem that force fed the answer. And that kind of defines your first version of the product. And if you ask me, even in Redblock, the first version of the product is not the version that we are selling right now. It has dramatically changed. The first version of the product, we had a console, we had a dashboard, and then we would get data, and then we have to create an account and log in. Summer of last year, we started getting this feedback saying, no, 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 don't give me a new console. And then September, we start building 100% API products. Today, we don't have a dashboard. There's no product dashboard for us. And we took a very unique go-to-market saying we're going to work with existing identity security vendors. So if you are governance vendor, you are, let's say Savient, which is now our partner. We announced a product integration last week. If you are a PAM, which is access management, or a PAM vendor in identity or in privilege, we work with the existing vendors because Aaron told us, don't give me a new dashboard. Work with because if you're solving a problem that has not been solved before, but your looking glass is not going to change, you don't want to give another looking glass. You want to make the scenery better for that same looking glass. And that's the insight. And whatever we do now, it's assumed that this looking glass is not going to change anytime soon.
And does that kind of the old adage that there should be a very sharp use case or a job to be done, right? That your problem, your first V1 should be solving. Does that still hold, or do you feel that look, if you have to do many things to enable that value to be delivered, then you do that?
There are two answers to this. So we chiseled in a way that the first version of the product is completely hidden behind the scenes. It's not, we don't even talk, there's no backlog in my Jira on that first version of the product. The version that we saw, where we sell now, that's the version we are selling, and the story has also evolved. That's the part one, that you don't want to be selling two different things to two different cohorts or the same cohort. If you're selling to the same cohort two different things, the cohort is confused. If you are selling two things to different cohorts, you are confused because you have story one for this, story two to this, right? So you have to chisel out. Now, the thing that we learned, if you're changing the story, you're changing the product, and in your mind, you still feel that maybe in future the V1 will become relevant because you're early, you use this very unused tactic in product dev, which is feature flagging. To tell you the truth, our dashboard is not dead. It is feature flagged to completely hide it. It's not there. So the only piece that we have on a dashboard is manage the API key. So you log in, you get the API key, manage the API key. Everything is there, is feature flagged out. This insight we got at Quolum. It wasn't there for Bitzer. So I realized that I'm a product guy. But the market may not be ready for what I'm building. And I have a team which has a velocity of building. We would keep on building, but not show it to anybody. And we'll feature flag. The only user of the product new feature is us as a company. So because we will also have our spend card as Quolum, we will use everything that we have built, but with customers, the same 5 things that we have promised. And that tactic at a very lower level works phenomenally well. So you're not overburdening your team. You're not overburdening your UI guys because you have something, it is feature flagged out, customers are not seeing it. And if you think you want to come back, you feature flag it out.